Okay, re-recording started. Okay, so I'm going to call to order at 5:05 p.m. And I'm going to start with the territorial acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that the SFSS is located on the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Coquitlam, and Katzie nations. Unceded means that these territories have never been handed over, sold, or given up by these nations, and we are currently situated on occupied territories. Now I'm going to go to the roll call of attendance. So first is the acting VP Internal Organizational Development with the chair, which is me, Peter. Hi, my name is Peter. My pronouns are he, him, and all my access needs are met. Next, we're going to go to the Psychology Student Union, the vice chair, Mark.
My name is Mark, pronouns he, him. All my access needs are met. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And then I'm guessing through the list, we'll go to the ex officio.
Hi, everyone. My name is Abby. He, him pronouns. Access needs are met.
Thank you, Abby. And then now we have the Society of Arts and Social Sciences Counselor.
Hi, my name is Hillary, pronouns she, her. Access needs are met. I'm just gonna be using Mark's laptop as we're in the same room. I don't want any echoing happening.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. And now we're going to the society staff, and we have the administrative assistant. It says, hi, everyone. My name is Danielle, she, her, and all my access needs are met. Thank you very much. Okay, and now we're going to move on to the consent agenda and be it resolved to adopt the consent agenda by unanimous consent. And we have 4.1.1 matters arising from the minutes from the governance meeting on February 17, 2023. Hal, Carrie, can I get a oh, actually, I'm going to, actually, there's no, so I'm just going to go seek unanimous consent. Seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to dissent, please use the raise hand function in Zoom. I'll call you for your vote. Okay, seeing none, that passes. The consent agenda is passed. Now we're moving on to the adoption of the agenda. I'll move. Could I get a seconder, please?
Acting President.
Acting President seconds. Be it resolved to adopt the agenda as presented. So today we have one new business item for the formation of a standing committee and the briefing note. If anybody needs a briefing note, I can link it in chat, but I believe it's also in the email. But there we are. So I'm going to, we're going to bring us to a vote unless we have any discussion. Okay, seeing no list or anything, I'm going to move this to a vote. I'm going to seek unanimous consent. Seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to dissent, please use the raise hand function in Zoom and I'll call you for your vote. Okay, seeing none, this passes. So we're going to move on to our first new item, or our only kind of item in new business, which is the formation of the standing committee. And it's going to be the formation of the Student Care Standing Committee submitted by me, the acting VP Internal. Attached is a briefing note, the Student Care, and I'll move. Could I get a seconder, please?
Sass.
Okay, Sass seconds. Thank you very much. So I will list first and talk about it quickly. So let me quickly get the briefing note. If the briefing, for those who haven't seen the briefing note yet, but basically pretty much the issue is with the last few, sorry about that. The last few referendums, we have not met quorum, and it's been a little bit kind of problematic because we do need, obviously, to reach quorum on these matters. It makes it, it's important that it's going through, because now apparently without the increase in, without the current increase, we're going to run out low on, sorry, the briefing note I'm going to attach right now. Sorry about that. I believe everybody has access to this current brief, to this briefing note, but basically since the previous referendums have not gone through, it's, I think a big part of it is that there has been, especially during the October referendum or fall one, there has been significant interest in this, but the issue is that we're not reaching enough quorum and there is some disillusionment especially. And I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that students are just not as fully aware and stuff. So I think the most important part is establishing a standing committee of the student care one. I also do have kind of an outline that I will hope to submit to all counselors by email tonight, but basically it will have, it will be chaired by VP Finance, since they're usually the ones that work on the student care kind of, they usually work on the student care plan, especially with the finances regarding to student care. It's going to also have a dedicated seat for VP Internal due to the fact of the policies and stuff. It's going to have 3 counselor seats and then a dedicated seat for out on campus, a dedicated seat for Women's Center, and a dedicated seat on DNA. I just did the consultation with them and consultation with other execs and stuff. And I think it's important because healthcare usually is discriminatory towards certain marginalized groups. It's going to have, as I said, 3 counselor positions and 2 student large positions. And the most important part is that they will continuously work on this. They'll make sure to see, especially plan on what needs to be cut, what needs to be added, what needs to be worked on. Especially they will make sure to have a report brought to council so they're not making choices behind the back. They will work with student care, and it's very important to just, I think, have a committee at all times so they can also reach out to students, they can table, they can send out surveys and collect information, just so it's With these kind of more student care referendums, it's not kind of put on the last, it's kind of put on throughout the year continuously. And then we have a committee actively working on this so it can alleviate some of the stress, especially on the VP internal or sorry, VP finance, VP internal and president, as this year was a little bit rough where I think a lot of us had to go on CJSF or had to go on and do a lot of things, which isn't a problem, but especially if a committee is able to do some of these matters, it does alleviate the stress, especially since the referenda time has a lot of referendas, not just student care. And it's to make sure we have it. So yeah, that's the entire reason for it. And I just want to, that's just the information. So I just want to read out the motion now. Whereas the last 3 student care referendum increases have failed due to a lack of student engagement, whereas students do not have enough input into student care service, leading to disillusionment and confusion regarding student care matters, be it resolved to establish a student care committee. And I'm going to open up a discussion now if anybody has any questions or anything. Abby lists, go ahead.
Thanks. I'm going to speak in favor of adopting this committee, and I guess the motion is just to send it to council after governance's approval. But I think this is a good idea. I think the TOR is well written, so good job, Peter. And I think it basically covers everything that it needs to cover. And I think if the referendum is ever going to pass, it's going to need something like this pushing it. And I think just in general, it's good to have a committee like this to kind of assess our needs with the health and dental plan and make sure that all the students who are paying for this are getting coverage that they want and coverage that is worth the money that we're spending on it.
Thank you very much, Abby. And yes, the terms reference and everything, I have worked on this document and I will be submitting it to everybody, all council tonight, because I hope to get this submitted on Wednesday, council, just because yeah, we did have to push this meeting a little bit further, which is not a problem, but I just hope to email it out tonight just so that we have enough counselors and students have enough time to look over it before Wednesday. And then yeah, any other discussion questions or points? Okay, I'm going to think that discussion's over. I'm going to now move on to a vote. I'm going to seek unanimous consent. Seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to dissent, please use the raise hand function in Zoom and I'll call on for your vote. Okay, seeing none, this passes. This new business motion passes and it'll be brought to council. Thank you very much, everybody. And I think we're going to move on to adjournment now. So I'll move. Could I get a seconder, please?
Acting President.
Acting President seconds. Okay, be it resolved to adjourn the meeting at 5:12 p.m. Okay, any discussion? Abby raised hand. Oh,
sorry, we're still in discussion. My apologies. That was early.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm going to move it to a vote. I'm going to seek unanimous consent. Seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to dissent, please use the raise hand function in Zoom and I'll call you for your vote. And seeing none, this passes. Thank you, everybody. I know this was a last minute meeting. Thank you for everybody who could make it. And I'm glad. Oh, I see a hand. It's okay.
Legal
You can
adjournment.
stay here forever if you'd like, Abby. No worries. But yes,
I want my dissent noted in the minutes, please. Whoever's in this, Danielle, I dissented. I was voting against. I want that noted in the minutes, please. The chair ignored my hand.
okay. We'll make a note of that. But thank you, everybody, for making it. And
Thank you.
Yep, I'll hopefully see everybody Wednesday. Bye, everyone.
Bye.